Every family has that one dish that has to be at every family gathering. This is one of ours. This broccoli salad recipe is definitely a family favorite for us, and we're going to show you exactly how we prepare this. Let's go! Now this first item here, some folks might want to pass on, but Julie is using 1 pound of bacon here. In our household, leaving out the bacon is simply not an option. This little guy agrees. And as you can see here, Julie is using our kitchen scissors to chop this bacon up into small pieces into a frying pan. And Onyx supervises.
You ready?
And once we get that full pound of bacon all cut up into small pieces and into the pan, we'll move that over to the stove top at a medium-high temperature and get those cooking. There we go, we just saw Julie dice up a medium-sized red onion using one of her favorite tools, the Chop Wizard, and we'll link to this in the description. Here we've got an 8-ounce block of Colby Jack cheese, our favorite cheese, and we're going to cube this up. And while she's doing this, she makes sure to check on that bacon and give it an occasional stir. And then she gets right back to cutting the cheese. Please don't tell her I said that. She's working through this pretty quickly, and you can see the sizes she cuts this down to. Just like so. And here's another stir of the bacon really quick. She's got the cheese cubes all finished up here, so she moves that to a nice convenient spot. She's just rinsed off 2 medium-sized heads of broccoli, and now she's going to chop these up into small pieces. We generally try to avoid as much stem as we can when we're making the broccoli salad. So you can see she cuts these florets down, but then really tries to limit the amount of stem that's getting into the broccoli salad itself. So in the case of the broccoli stems, this case, less is more. One more quick check of the bacon here shows that the bacon is all done. We're going to move that off of the burner, and now she's going to drain some of that grease out of that bacon. She does this generally by tipping that pan just slightly and let gravity do its thing. Now we'll check back in on the broccoli here and see her moving it into the main bowl where she'll mix the full broccoli salad. She always likes to cut things on that cutting sheet. It makes it so much easier to discard what you don't need. Perfect. And after a quick cleanup of the counter here, then we move into the next stage, which is the cauliflower. And we pretty much do the same thing with that. And we'll just watch her here cutting off that main stem here of the cauliflower and cutting these into small florets. Again, certainly limiting the amount of stems on each of the florets. As she works those florets down to the small sizes she likes, she adds those right into that main mixing bowl, adding those to the broccoli. And we still have the cheese standing by and also the onions, so now this is the perfect time to add both of those. At this point, that grease is fully drained from that bacon, so now she can move it over to the island here, and she'll slowly start adding in the bacon, making sure to leave out as much grease as she can. And now it's time here to make the sauce, and Julie did stress here that it's very important to use Miracle Whip. Apparently mayonnaise in this just does not taste right, and this is 2 cups of Miracle Whip right here. That was 1, and here is cup number 2. There we go. Julie's adding 3/4 of a cup of sugar into that small bowl. The next item here into our sauce bowl is 2.5 tablespoons of white vinegar. And now it's time to give this sauce bowl a nice thorough mixing. And it doesn't take too long to get a nice creamy sauce that looks like this. And then you can pour it right over the top of all the other goodies. And Julie has armed herself with that favorite rubber spatula of hers, and she's going to fully mix that sauce into all the broccoli mix. And it still looks like the cat is looking for some bacon here. But you can see Julie, she stirs this up by kind of digging up the bottom and swapping it over to the top, and just keeps thoroughly stirring it like that until it's nice and evenly distributed. Now this is ready to serve immediately, but if you're not serving it right away, you want to make sure you keep this in the refrigerator until it's ready to serve. But we are ready to go right now, so we're going to load these into our coconut bowls and we're going to dig in. Be sure to check out the description below for all the ingredients for this recipe, and in there we'll also have some links to some of these products that we use. And here's a video from our channel that YouTube thinks that you'll enjoy. We'd love to hear from you in the comments after you try this. We'll see you next time. God bless.